What is going on, guys? Brendan over here at Geek Talk, and I have some fun news to discuss with you guys today revolving around Game of Thrones' upcoming series on HBO, House of the Dragon. Now, before we get started, I just want to share a little fun thing I got, on my phone to make this video, maybe when I start streaming, a little more easier and quiet. So, between my videos, you'd always hear a boom, boom. Annoying, right? Now, I am not sponsored by this company by any stretch of the imagination, but I just want to point out my new cheap ass Elgato mobile stream deck. Check it out, woo woo woo. Now, listen to this shit. I sound like a fucking pro now. Boom, boom, nothing. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, yeah, that's it. I'm just proud of it. I'm excited about it. It makes everything so much easier for me. And the annoying clicking of the keyboard. It's real cramper in the video. It just stands out so much. It bugged the shit out of me. But now the problem's fixed. $2. I think it might be $3 a month. Until I ask for, one for Christmas, like a little kid for my wife. Hey, can you give me an Elgato Stream Deck, please? And she's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that for? What do you need that for? What are you gonna do with that?" Like, well, let me explain. They never understand it. They never get it. So explaining things like this is just pulling teeth. So you gotta ask for it on Christmas. That's how you gotta do it. On Christmas, they'll question it, but they'll get it for you. Perks of having a wife. All right, let's dive in. House of the Dragon is HBO's only greenlit Game of Thrones series so far, despite rumors. And if you guys have been keeping up with this at all, you've probably seen that they have like 4 or 5 different shows planned for HBO. And after reading this article, I have a little kind of like my opinion on why they only have one greenlit right now. And I think you're going to come to that same conclusion. Ever since HBO aired the series finale of Game of Thrones back in 2019, the internet was poured over various rumors about the network's plans to launch spin-offs of the fantasy series during a press event held at Warner Media headquarters on Tuesday. HBO content chief Casey Bloys clarified that the network has only greenlit one Game of Thrones spin-off, House of the Dragon, though several others are still being worked on. Nothing else is greenlit, but a lot of interesting projects are in development, Bloys stated. House of the Dragon began filming earlier this year. HBO shared first look images at the cast and costume back in May, giving fans their first glimpse at the Targaryen family of dragon riders. The series is aiming for a premiere date sometime in 2022. The good news is that everything you do know, this little ad right here. The good news is that everything you do connected with Game of Thrones becomes news. Any script that is in development or script that is pitched becomes news, and it inevitably gets reported, and people assume they are in production. Only House of the Dragon is in production. The rest is in development, and we will make a decision, Bloys said. Numerous reports HBO's Game of Thrones plans have emerged over the past few months. In March, it was confirmed that the network has placed 3 more spin-offs in development. One of these shows was working title 10,000 Ships and takes place... One of these shows has the working title 10,000 Ships and takes place a millennium before the events of the original series. Another is set entirely in Flea Bottom. I don't understand why. Who wants to see a show in Flea Bottom? Who? Nobody. A slum district featured heavily in the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, the third to be in development by Rome creator Bruno Heller under the working title 9 Voyages. These new projects were additions to other previously reported Game of Thrones projects, including oh my goodness, it's going to be one of those videos. I can't read. I'm going to have to sign up for some sort of class. Included a show adapted from George R.R. Martin's Dunk and Egg novels and an HBO Max animated series. I think a Dunk and Egg TV show might be cool, but I believe it's another kind of one of those stories that's unfinished. Don't quote me on that, but it is George R. R. Martin, so maybe. However, it is worth noting that the HBO has pulled the plug on a Game of Thrones spinoff before. The network filmed a pilot for an Age of Heroes prequel series starring Naomi Watts before deciding against moving forward with a series order. Game of Thrones author George R. R. Martin has signed a 5-year deal with HBO in March. HBO in March. He signed a 5-year deal at HBO in March, reaching an agreement to develop an original programming from New York, our ephemeral network, and his streaming service HBO Max. Whether Martin's leadership at HBO will extend to Game of Thrones related projects remains to be seen. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, I watched The Goodfellas recently, so I got, my Italian accent going. But let's, oh, fuck. And we're back. With something like this, however they want to put it, they're just waiting. It's a waiting game. I can tell you right now, 98.9% sure. The reason why these other shows aren't greenlit is because the sour taste that the 3-2, maybe 2-1 final seasons left in the fans of Game of Thrones. And left in them, Jesus. The taste, the final 2 seasons of Game of Thrones left in the taste. I'm going to have to reshoot this video. Jesus. I can't talk. The reason why these shows are not greenlit because the final 2 seasons of Game of Thrones left a foul taste in the fans of Game of Thrones. That's better. I think they're worried about the fans returning. Are the fans going to be there? Are they going to support this show? Or are they just, are we? I'm still a little salty. I've rewatched Game of Thrones several times. And I can't anymore. I just can't. The final season was the final straw for me. And I do want to give this show a chance. I really do, because I love Game of Thrones. I mean, I don't know a lot about Marvel. I'm still learning a lot about Marvel. I don't know a lot about the DC. I don't know a lot about Lord of the Rings. I've read the books, but that's about it. But Game of Thrones was the first show I really dove into the lore. I got the little George R. R. Martin history book. I got, the book collection right here. I loved this show. And it really hurt to see how the final season played out. And a lot of fans feel that way. So I think that's why they're not greenlighting these shows. They want to see how much of the fandom is going to come back, how much of the fandom is going to give this new series a chance. And I don't know. I'd like to think that, you can relate it to a lot of Star Wars fans. I think Star Wars and Game of Thrones share a lot of the same fans. And Star Wars fans, yes, we bitch a lot, we complain a lot, but they will show up in numbers to support something they love. And they've given Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy numerous opportunities to produce and make good Star Wars. They've showed up they've showed up several times, and I think it's maybe on the back burner now. I don't know if that'll ever happen again until there's changes over at Disney and Lucasfilm. But Game of Thrones fans, they only have, 1 or 2 seasons that really have that foul taste. And I think they'll show up. I think they'll be back. And I think season 1 will definitely do good. I think the first few episodes, depending how they go, will show a lot how the season's going to be, obviously. But I think they'll be there for the first month of this series, no doubt. I really do. I think we want more Game of Thrones. We want Game of Thrones done right. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what George R. R. Martin and HBO, what they do. On a side note. So I've enjoyed Loki. I haven't seen episode 3 yet. I got this thing where I got to watch with my wife, so I can't. When we get to it, we get to it. But tomorrow's Wednesday. I get to watch 2 episodes. That's a blast, when you take a week off, you get to watch 2 episodes in one day. But I've heard there's a lot of grievance with the new episode, with Loki's sexuality and female Loki, Loki being a second fiddle in his own show kind of thing. But the biggest critique is I see a lot of people complaining how boring it is. And I think a lot of, like Star Wars, like Marvel, like Game of Thrones, we're fans of all the same stuff. I mean, I feel like we're all in this bubble and we like the same shit. Do we not remember how at some points all Game of Thrones was dialogue? That's all it was. There was episodes, outside of Jon Snow or anything outside of the Night's Watch. It was a lot of talky. And yes, they had great dialogue for the first few seasons till they ran out of source material and it got lazy. But we loved characters like Tyrion because he had a silver tongue. He was so well crafted, and all he did was talk. So I don't understand why people are hating on Loki. Like Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Loki has a silver tongue. He's smooth. He knows how to talk. That's Loki. So what is everybody's grievance with it? If there was a 30-minute episode of them just talking and walking, okay, maybe it was a filler. Maybe that's all it was. But since when does it always have to be, shit blowing up, bombs exploding, magic, special effects? It doesn't always have to be that. So like I said before, I don't know if I actually posted that video or not, but I feel like people are really nitpicking on the Loki television show. And like many others, I was not a fan of Falcon and the Winter Soldier for obvious reasons. But the first 2 episodes, I haven't really seen it. Yes, you had the girl at the beginning, beat up on Loki, yada, yada, yada. But whatever. You gotta be picking at it. You gotta be picking at it. And I don't know. I just don't see what's all the fuss about the Loki. Maybe I'll see it when I watch the 3rd episode. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that was just a little tangent. You got the Game of Thrones news, House of Dragon news. I gotta get used to calling that now. Can I still call it Game of Thrones? Is it still GOT? Is it still cool? Is it cool to call that? Because I know the book series is The Song of Ice and Fire. I don't know. I'm just going to keep on Game of Thrones. But yeah, you got Game of Thrones. You got a little opinionated. You got a little my opinion on the Loki series. That's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Like always, guys, love yourself. Love everybody. Deuces.